Good afternoon, dear students. Hoping all your exams went well and now you all are relaxing. Now, you all have to start preparing for your end term examinations. So, with a fresh energy and excitement, we will be covering a new topic today on relevance of emotional intelligence at workplace. So, let's start. As we know that the term emotional intelligence was first coined by psychologist Peter Salovey and John DeMere in 1990. A few years later, psychologist and science journalist Daniel Goleman wrote the book Emotional Intelligence, in which he trapped the following phrase: for better or worse, intelligence can come to nothing when the emotions hold sway. With this phrase, Goldman claimed that no matter of a person's level of cognitive intelligence, it can be overridden when emotions get the better of them. So, emotional intelligence in the workplace is often quoted as a key factor of success. In fact, a well known study showed that 90% of top performers have above average emotional intelligence. Yet, many organizations still don't prioritize searching for candidates with high levels of emotional intelligence during the hiring process. Those with high emotional intelligence also uh, understand how their emotions can affect others and are able to harness and regulate them to ensure that they don't negatively affect their colleagues' uh, ability to interact with one another or carry out their responsibilities. So they can use these abilities in the workplace to manage conflict, communicate effectively, and empathize with colleagues to improve business performance. Because at work, we don't have the links of adoration to motivate us to get along with others as we do at home. We don't have the benefits of a shared history to help us understand what moves those around us. That makes it all the more important that we have a way to tune to what those who our work with need right here, right now. We already have that facility, its active awareness and the empathy that follows from it. Using those elements of our emotional intelligence can help achieve success and solve problems on the job. We will know that office politics, moral problems, and lack of cooperation don't have to ruin our work life if we can read and respond to people's feelings. So now we will talk about emotional intelligence in workplace. So, what is the meaning of emotional intelligence in the workplace? So it can be defined that emotional intelligence, sometimes it's also known as emotional quotient (REQ), is the ability to understand you and use and manage your own emotions in positive way to relieve stress, communicate effectively, feel for with others, overcome challenges and diffuse conflict. That is the definitions uh, we can define its emotional intelligence at workplace in the term of workplace. So those people with high emotional intelligence are also sensitive to the feelings and emotions of others. In the workplace, emotional intelligence makes for happy workers, productive teams, and unified companies. So Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to perceive, control, and evaluate emotions. Some researches and researchers suggest that emotional intelligence can be learned and reinforced, while others claim it is an inborn characteristics. So, the emotional intelligence theories can be divided into three different models. Now, we will discuss about models. The first is the ability model, second is mixed model, and third is trait model. There are many models, but these are effective and uh, effective models. So the ability model was developed by Peter Salovey of Yale University and John Mayer of University of New Hampshire. He claimed that some disc- uh, descriptions of this emotional intelligence, like perceived emotions. These are categorizations of emotional intelligence. First is perceived emotions. It can be concluded that understanding non-verbal signs, such as other people's body language or facial expressions. Second thing is reasoning with emotions. So, using emotions to promote thinking and cognitive activity, and understanding emotions. The one of the definition categorizations of emotional intelligence. These are components of something. So, interpreting emotions of other around you, being able to recognize people, display emotions of anger when they might not be angry, to recognize people display emotions of anger when they might not be angry at but rather the situations, and managing emotions. So regulating emotions, responding appropriately and consistently. This, these are the factors of trait model, ability model, which developed by Peter Salovey. And the next model is mixed model, who was developed by David Goleman. Goleman's model uses the five components to efficiently describe emotional intelligence. We will look at this model is in more detail. Like first components of this model is self-awareness, whose confidence, recognitions of feelings. We have learned in the this model is in previous lectures. These five components: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. In short, we repeat it. First is self-awareness. That means confidence, recognitions of feelings, and second is self-regulation. That means self-control, trustworthiness, and adaptability. And the third is motivation. Third components of this model is motivation. That means drive, commitment, initiative, optimism. And the fourth is empathy. That means understanding other feelings, diversity, political awareness, etc. And last is the social skills. That can be it can be concluded that leaderships, conflict management, communication skills, etc. And the last is the trade model was developed by Postan Wesley Petrides. He defined the trait model as a constellation of emotional self perceptions located at the lower levels of personality. Once understanding and perception of their emotions, the use of personality framework to investigate trait emotional intelligence. Therefore, high emotional intelligence overlaps with strong interpersonal skills, especially in the areas of conflict management and communication. Crucial skill in the workplace. Employees who can self regulate their emotions are often able to avoid making impulsive decisions. They think objectively before they act, and operating with empathy and understanding is a critical part of teamwork, as we know. So, being able to attribute someone's behavior to an underlying emotion will help you manage relationships and make others feel hurt. Uh, One an individual level, being aware of your feelings in the first step in not letting those feelings control you. Recognizing how you feel and why will help you to sit with those feelings and then move forward in a productive way. So emotional intelligence in the workplace is one of the most critical leadership skills as it helps workers understand and manage their own emotions when around their coworkers. The workplace can be volatile environment filled with stress, pressures, anxiety, and even drama from time to time. So it can also be a place of happiness in despite it also it can also be a place of happiness, contentment and excitement. All of these factors can play a role in how someone feels at any given moment, and managing those feelings indicates their level of emotional intelligence. So, emotional intelligence is important because it can help us improve our interpersonal relationships, both personally and professionally. Being capable of understanding more than fruit reasoning or how smart someone is is where emotional intelligence in the workplace has started to shine. Understanding how someone is feeling and having the ability to understand and perceive emotion has become a skill that great leader, team superstars, and CEOs have had to use. Emotional intelligence contributes to how people handle their professional relationships. An office filled with having one person with low emotional intelligence management may suffer from an increase in workplace conflict, decreased performance, and high turnover. On the other hand, teams with highly emotionally intelligent people will perform better, have increased job satisfaction, and experience better employee retention rates. So we can say that effectively leaders are often very emotionally intelligent. In the workplace, it is important for leaders to be self aware and able to view things objectively. This translates into understanding your strengths and weakness and acting with humility. So, now we are talking about some extra benefits of emotional intelligence in the workplace. Some other benefits like the one question is why does emotional intelligence in the workplace matter? Something we discussed about. And the other question is there have been many studies which have been shown. So we can say that some are and many studies which have shown countries benefits of having EQ, yeah, or emotional intelligence in the workplace. But not only it is good for individuals, it's a good for their organization as well. It can We can say that. So, the benefits of emotional intelligence in the workplace include being able to better understand non-verbal cues, properly adjust your behavior, make good decisions, and become a respected leader. You know that high emotional intelligence overlaps with strong interpersonal skills, especially in the areas of conflict management and communication. Crucial skills in the workplace, we will talk about emotional employees who can self-regulate their emotions are often able to avoid making impulsive decisions. They think objectively before they act, and operating with empathy and understanding is a critical part of framework. Being able to attribute someone's behavior to an underlying emotion will help you manage relationships and make others feel heard. On an individual level, being aware of our feelings, it is the first step, is not letting those feelings control you. Recognizing how you feel and why will help you sit with those feelings and then move forward in a productive way. Some studies shows that effective leaders are often very emotionally intelligent. In the workplace, it is important for leaders to be self-aware and able to view things objectively. Not only do emotionally intelligent make independent, confident, and successful employees, but they are also vital to building teams that excel and maintaining a cohesive and high performing environment. So we can additionally, emotional intelligence fosters a sense of empathy for others. Employee, leaders, and senior executive must make an effort towards understanding emotional intelligence in the workplace, as it one of the skill that aids in improving communication, management, problem solving, and relationships in the workplace, allowing them to foster a positive work environment. It's not only must the emotions of others, uh, but you be able to fully appreciate your own emotions, but you must also be able to handle and understand the emotions of others. So this is an essential skill for leaders. It helps them train and mentor their team members more effectively. As a result, having a few proactive tactics for developing emotional intelligence. Some of the key benefits of emotional intelligence, it can be concluded that emotional intelligence improve teamwork. It is the basic benefits of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence improve teamwork. It improves strong sense of self-awareness, self-regulations, and great social skills. Emotionally intelligent employees are adept at working in teams and are great team players. They work with the best outcomes in mind, are open to new way of solving problems, and are comfortable sharing in other successes. And the next is people with high emotional intelligence receive more. Receive more means it earn more than the others. Some researchers have shown that people with high emotional intelligence can earn more than those who score low on emotional intelligence. In fact, for each percentage point increase in emotional intelligence adds their salary. Those with a high emotional intelligence are also more likely to be satisfied with their job and less likely to suffer from burnout. Emotional intelligence improve more flexible processes because emotionally intelligent employee or people are highly flexible and adaptable in dynamic workplaces. They recognize when established processes are not productive the desired outcomes and are skilled at suggesting and developing new ways of doing things to get the best results. And similarly, high emotional intelligence boosts productivity. It doesn't just benefit the individual, it can benefit teams as well, especially in developing cohesiveness and in return boost productivity. To do so, a team can have just a few high emotional intelligence members to see a dynamic changing results. Additionally, high emotional intelligence is associated with improved efficiency in the workplace. As we know, with better productivity comes better efficiency in the workplace, where team members have an understanding of where people are at emotionally in comparison to the workload and the objectives set out. Much can be made to improve efficiency in the system. Further, we can say that emotional intelligence enhance position in the workplace. We know very well people who are more emotionally intelligent are better at communicating than others. They are open to sharing their ideas and listening to other people's ideas as well. And the next point, we can say that emotionally intelligence enriches trust because persons will be able to trust and rely on each other, handle their feelings in a professional manner, and work together to reach success. Managers are employers who appreciate the emotions, needs, and concerns of others will enjoy better relationships with their staff. Additionally, we can say that emotional intelligence endows people to manage their emotions effectively because emotional intelligence is about having a better understanding of one's own emotions, knowing where there is a high or is a better for the individual concerned. So that say they can point it out and manage their time and workloads more effectively. Similarly, emotional intelligence increases impulse control also. How? Knowing how you are emotionally behaving can curb impulse control and you can use your emotions to make constructive decisions about your behavior. Whether or not you will react to something or whether or not you will engage in certain conversations, which can lead to nothing to somewhere. And emotional intelligence makes a better workplace environment. A workforce that is made up of emotionally intelligent employees helps reduce stress and boost morale in the workplace. The company culture also tends to be much stronger when the office is full of staff who respect and get along with one another. Additionally, we can say that high emotional intelligence is associated to higher job satisfaction because emotional intelligence increases job satisfaction by developing feelings of emotional well-being, promoting self-esteem and positive moods, and also decreasing negative affective emotions. Similarly, higher emotional intelligence is negatively related to burnout because higher emotional intelligence means there is less likelihood someone will experience emotional burnout. In addition, we can say that emotional intelligence enrichment self-awareness we discussed in the previous session. People who are emotionally intelligent know their strengths and weakness. They can take feedback and use it to grow and improve as a person. Managers are used to dealing with people who become defensive when they receive constructive feedback, which can lead to frustration and get in the way of productivity. In addition, further, we can say that also emotional intelligence enhanced customer experience because excellent social skills and empathy are a winning combination when it comes to providing a great customer experience. Emotional intelligence is a great attribute for building relationships and keeping the customer's best interest in mind. Since they are able to easily put themselves in another shoes, emotionally intelligent people can also identify ways to improve the customer experience. In addition, emotional intelligence make healthy, more dynamic work environments. It's also emotional intelligence make a healthy and more dynamic work environments because emotionally intelligent people can communicate with others in a healthy, constructive way, which helps increase workplace productivity. They are also able to boost morale when needed since they can read others' emotions easily because they are able to self regulate their own feelings. They are more open to experimentation and learning too. Further, we can say that emotional intelligence helps to identify in advance issues and roadblocks. People, those with a high degree of emotional intelligence, are aware of what's going on around them and can spot issues before they become a problem. For example, they can notice suitable signs that a colleague is struggling or disengaged and can help them to air any complaints or issues they are having. They are also confident enough to raise issues directly with others without fear of criticism or pushback to prevent small issues from becoming damaging later down the line. In addition, we can say emotional intelligence leads to better employee retention rates also As the saying goes, people don't work for companies, they work for people. Those who work in an environment with emotionally intelligent leaders and colleagues are more likely to stay at those organizations since they can avoid interpersonal conflicts, enjoy a healthy work life balance, and thrive in their careers. Emotional intelligence also reduced stress in workplace because emotionally intelligent people can effectively regulate their feelings and emotions. They are less prone to feeling stress in the workplace. They don't let the pressure build up and can communicate with the relevant people about their workloads or any other job related issues. Their resilient nature also enables them to tolerate stress better, which gives them more space to carry out their responsibilities without hindrance. So, in addition, we can also say that better work emotional intelligence to better workplace communication. It also improves. In emotionally intelligent workplace, there are no room for snarky emails or snide comments because emotionally intelligent employees can see communication for what they are and view things from other perspectives. When issues arises, they are able to craft healthy and productive responses rather than vent their frustration in an uncontrolled way. In general, those with high levels of emotional intelligence can navigate all aspects of their work life effectively and with ease. A well known research by the American Journal of Pharmaceutical Education found that highly emotionally intelligent people are better equipped to make sound decisions, create sustainable relationships, and handle continuous change. Naturally, these are traits of great leaders. Other research has shown that emotional intelligence people is also a strong predictor of job satisfaction and career success, and that emotionally intelligent individuals receive greater merit increases compared with those with lower levels of emotional intelligence. As the modern workplace becomes more dependent on technology, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, emotional intelligence will be critical to organization success. With the rise of the high-tech workplace, organizations across all industries will soon come to recognize the importance of high tech, high touch, and the need to balance digital transformation with human strengths such as empathy and self awareness. Emotionally intelligent people or leader will be in high demand to help guide the future workplace, motivate a new generation of employees, and navigate the merge between technology and people. Because building emotionally intelligent teams can foster positive outcomes for business and employees alike. Thanks to their strong sense of self awareness, self regulation, and great social skills, emotionally intelligent employees are adept at working in teams and are great team players. They work with the best outcomes in mind, are open to new ways of solving problems, and are more comfortable staying in other successes. We discuss about emotionally intelligent employees are highly flexible and adaptable in dynamic workplace, and they recognize when established processes are not producing undesired outcomes, and our skills at suggesting and developing new ways of doing things to get the best results. In general, we can also conclude that enhanced emotional intelligence, enhanced customer experience, and healthier, more dynamic work environments, better employee retention rates, and reduce stress in workplace, better workplace communication. Because businesses are turning away from perfect candidates who look good on paper to applicants they can trust to be reliable, empathetic change agents. Researchers reveals that 74% of executive believes that emotional intelligence is becoming a must-have skill. The same study shows that in general, companies are actively trying to develop more emotionally intelligent workplace by adjusting recruitment processes to evaluate candidates emotional intelligence and using technology to help create emotionally intelligent workplace cultures. So the most important question is how to hire for emotional intelligence. Since emotional intelligence tests are not highly reliable or accurate methods of evaluating emotional intelligence, we well known about emotional intelligence measures. There are many measures to evaluate your emotional intelligence, but it's they are not a highly reliable or accurate method of evaluating emotional intelligence. So, how do you hire for emotional intelligence? It is the most important question. So, building an emotionally intelligent workplace begins with making the commitment to hiring emotionally intelligent people into your hiring process. We can discuss some steps we can use uh, take to make emotional intelligence at work a reality. Some steps are to hire emotionally intelligent person. First is we can say that commit to hiring for emotional intelligence. First thing first, if you want to build an emotionally intelligent workplace, then you need to commit to knowing how to hire candidates with high level of emotional intelligence. Traditional hiring process rely heavily on resume screening and evaluating applicants' education and work experience. However, it's impossible to judge someone's emotional intelligence by scanning a one or two page document. So, when you are defining your candidate persona, Make sure that emotional intelligence is a priority criteria before you start taking application from candidates. And the second thing is that learn to evaluate emotional intelligence indicators during the interview process. Asking questions that help you assess a candidate's emotional intelligence in the interview process is crucial. Traditional interview process make it difficult to gauge applicants' soft skills, so make sure to create a standardized interview question that can help you evaluate how emotional intelligence candidates are. And the next, and we also skip questions that ask applicants to list their strengths and weaknesses. Instead, we can ask questions that prompt candidates to tell a story that shows their level of emotional intelligence. Better, still include some of the following questions in your interviews, like you can ask just can you tell me about your toughest day at work, what went wrong, and how you handled it. You can ask can you describe a time when you were given critical feedback? And you can ask, can you tell me about a time when you clashed with a colleague? What was the outcome? What makes you happy at work? Similarly, you can ask, how do you deal with changes at work that you don't agree with? And how do you build relationships with colleagues? And also, you can ask, what's your greatest motivation at work? And when you encounter colleagues who are difficult to communicate with, how do you handle the situation? And you can also ask, how do you handle stressful situation in the workplace? Can you give me an example? And what's the biggest mistake you have made at work? What happened and what was the outcome? And additionally, the strategy and some steps also you can take. You should take. That thing is a look out for candidates who ask great questions. Once you have asked applicant some of these questions, make a note of those who are eager to ask thoughtful questions. Candidates who ask good questions about your company's values, culture, and working methods likely have great critical thinking skills, which are key to emotional intelligence. Uh, now we can discuss about some strategies. How can develop emotional intelligence in the workplace? It's also important to point. Now we can we could dis- we discussed about emotional intelligence and the importance of emotional intelligence in the workplace. But the most important thing is how can develop our emotional intelligence in the workplace. So there are some strategies to develop emotional intelligence in the workplace. By using a few ways, you can develop emotional intelligence in the workplace in order to adapt to a better work environments. First of all, you should improve your self-awareness because self-awareness is the driving force behind the development of emotional intelligence in the workplace. Only when one is aware of how they behave in various situations can they fully know their own feelings as well as those of others. Turning into your feelings, comprehending your thoughts, and observing your mental states in various settings are the greatest ways to do so. It's not required to act all of the time, but it's critical to pay attention to yourself. You should also pay attention to how your employees react to you, as this will offer you a better sense of how you interact with them. And the second thing is the second strategy you should follow. Permit yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself, permit yourself to be vulnerable. Fostering a positive and honest working atmosphere is one of a leader's most important responsibilities. When it comes to being entirely honest about unpleasant situations, however, hesitancy is frequent. As vital as it is so strengthen your team's confidence in challenging situations. You cannot do so by dismissing the negative aspect of the scenario. No matter how difficult things become, it's critical to remain honest without obscuring any errors or faults. Being vulnerable necessitates a thorough awareness of each other's situation so that one feels criticized for doing things their way and freely sharing their ideas. This effectively promotes emotional intelligence in the workplace. We believe this effectively promotes emotional intelligence in the workplace. And the third stage is we should follow. Practice empathy. Practice empathy because empathy is the ability to envision how another person is feeling by imagining how you would feel if you were in their position. Being empathetic towards others is an important factor that contributes to emotional intelligence in the workplace. Because empathy not only allows you to accurately comprehend the emotions of your peers, but it also allows you to accurately grasp your own emotions because you take this time to understand and visualize your reactions and feelings in situation with others. And the fourth stage is it can communicate frequently and effectively. The most important things communicate frequently and effectively because communicating your emotions to others and allowing them to open up about their in front of you is a good method to comprehend each other's emotions. It not only promotes a positive work environment, but it also make it easier to form healthy interpersonal relationships. It helps you staff to be more positive about their organization and leaders because the fear of being criticized for sharing their thoughts is eliminated. Additionally, it aids in the promotion of your organization's unified vision and mission, effectively improving emotional intelligence in the workplace. And one another strategy is we should identify employee efforts. Identify employee efforts because employees are motivated to perform even better than their capabilities when their efforts to convert a project into a success are recognized. Employees feel a sense of belonging to the team and the business when they are recognized for a job well done, and when they are given the opportunity to discuss how they may work smarter to better their position and duties. It is the simplest thing leaders can do to assist their staff in improving their interpersonal relationships as well as their performance. So, dear students, we hope employees and leaders must understand how to apply emotional intelligence in the workplace. You can also understand how to apply emotional intelligence and in the workplace, and since it can help them grow in ways that benefits their peers and mental health. The aforementioned strategies are most simplest to adopt in order to foster an environment that is favorable to each one of the peers. So, dear students, I think I hope you will find and your examination is near, so you will be prepare your examinations in very well. Now we will discuss the summary of this module in the next lecture. So thank you so much to all of you to join us. Thank you once again.